Okay, today we are doing a interesting class, I would say. It's the power shift. Like um, people nowadays, they not nowadays. Like people always have been talking about power. Everybody wants power. When we were younger, when we were a child, we all of us wanted supernatural natural powers. We wanted to be Superman, He-Man. We gradually grow up. We know that okay, Superman, He-Man, those kind of things are like fiction. So some people they go for money power. Some people they go for political power. Some people they go for other sorts of power. And there are also those people who are practical, so they go for physical strength. So they go for athletics, they go for bodybuilding and influential power and all those. So today we are talking about, since this is digital marketing class, and in today's class we are seeing how the power have shifted from the brands to the consumers. Before, the brands were all in all. What the brands used to say, the consumers had to believe. If you want to buy from me, buy. If you don't want to buy from me, don't buy. So that was the policy before. Because the competition was less, there's also the concept of monopoly. So monopoly is where there's only one provider. So if you have to buy, and many things are essential, like the food, cloth, shelter, these three were essential before. Nowadays, even there's even water also have become sort of like a commodity, even though it should not be a commodity. It's freely available on earth, but then water also is sold. So there are many times when for people it's we need food, we need shelter, we need cloth. There's if there's only one provider and he's selling for very high price, low quality, even if people don't want to buy from him, or he's not the kind of shopkeeper with whom people want to deal with. But since only he has the thing, so he has monopoly, he has the power. So that power was earlier in the brands with the communication. Of course, I'm making it a little bit of sort of like I'm making it a little bit of like cinematic, so that it'll be easier for you guys to relate. But then that's how it was, and maybe many years back, when there were businesses had that power. Slowly, those power it changed. With that, say the East India Company was a business which, after the kings and all, East India Company it conquered it like most part of the world. Even India was conquered by East India Company, which was a business entity. So the businesses had that power. Gradually, then it shifted. Okay, the businesses should not have that power. So the because money is power. So businesses have money. People need money. So even they have the influence over people. So then it slowly changed. Okay, that should change. So people started making laws, making different policies, keeping them in check, and all of those things. Now, in the current world, even now, there are many brands, there are many companies which have that power. Like, say, the British Petroleum, which have the oil refineries in the Gulf Coast, in a different part of the ocean, in all around the world. So they have oil spill. With that oil spill, like they have old machineries and all. So with that oil spill, they can easily wash their hands off because they have that power, right? So this power shift, it's related. So today's class we are seeing on the digital marketing aspect, but then it's all everything is inclusive, everything is related, because nowadays we have social media. We can uh, we can we have the power of words. We can interact just like a pen is mightier than the sword. So we can take news. What's happening in India can immediately be known to people in Uganda. What's happening in Uganda can immediately be known to people in India. Like that, we know what's happening in Syria, we know what's happening in Ukraine, we know what's happening in different parts of the world. We are in Israel, in Palestine. War is bad. No side is good. Human killing human is bad, and all those things. So we have that power of news. We can get we get to know about those news. With that, what we do, it's that's what is important. Now, when we come to brands, then with the brand, there is a power shift. Before, whatever the brands used to communicate, the main difference between traditional marketing and digital marketing is that feedback. That in traditional marketing, the brands could only the communication was one way. They could only advertise, but they could not know the feedback. In when they do a billboard, then people will just see the billboard and then either they will buy the product or they won't buy the product. They will know about that product or they won't know about the product. So the brand won't be able to know if they like the billboard, if they like the ad, if they like the commercial or not. But with the power of internet, now they can. There's feedbacks, there's reviews, there's for it's still applicable to um, many. At least it's applicable to the small brands which are just like coming up. So a startup can be word of mouth is very important. So if somebody says they give bad feedback, bad reviews, then a startup can it can make or break a startup. If people like, if the startup is actually good, so that power shift. Before, brands did not have to do all that. They just have to put in the money and then they will be able to do it. But now, money just won't do. You also will have to actually provide that service. Like people will have to like your product. So the backbone of this power shift is the impact of the internet. So the internet has democratized so democracy. So now in communication we have democracy, no matter whichever country it is. Only some countries now have they have social media banned. Apart from that, most countries do have social media, and even if they, even those countries who don't have social media, even they have the power of internet. Even they also use internet, and there are many communities where they can interact with each other and then get to learn different things, no matter what their country is, if it's monarchy or if it's presidential or if it's different kind of political uh, those. So the main point about this communication being democratized is it allows consumers to share their opinions and experiences widely. There are different examples on the internet. So one interesting example was there was a I forgot the name of the brand. Um, let's try to remember that because that was very interesting. Winter jacket brand. There was a winter jacket brand. Campus singles. No, no, no. Does any one of you follow uh, the jacket brands? I forgot the name of that brand. It's a very popular jacket brand. North Face. Maybe we'll get not okay. So a woman named Jan complained in a viral video. So a woman, she was Jan. Let's see that it was not waterproof. So this guy, they she what she did was she went wearing that jacket, and she went. It was not in Alaska. It was in some other place. I don't remember the name of that place. And then she made a video. She made a video. She posted it online. So if we have that video, let's see. Okay, now since they have this jacket nearly cost. Okay, I think for this one.
This jacket nearly cost the company millions. A woman named Jen got caught in a heavy rainstorm while wearing her branded North Face jacket, the one that was supposed to be waterproof, but it soaked through completely. Jen posted an emotional video saying, "Listen, I don't want to recoat. I want you to redesign this raincoat and make it waterproof and express the livery and up to the top of Hooker Valley Lake in New Zealand." The video quickly went viral, but the most impressive part, the company's response. Instead of panicking, North Face turned the situation to their advantage. They took one of their newest waterproof jackets, rented a helicopter, and had a staff member deliver it to Jen in person on top of a mountain before she left. Jen was stunned, and the internet loved it. The moral of the story: when your reputation is on the line, don't get emotional, act fast, and solve the problem. This jacket.
So that's what that shift is about. There are many brands. So what this girl she basically did was she went for a hike. She wore a North Face jacket, and then it was supposed to be waterproof, but then it didn't turn out to be waterproof. So she made a video. The video went viral, and then North Face they uh, delivered her jacket at that moment itself. After the video went viral itself, she was still there on the hike. So they sent a helicopter because that was a negative review. So if they would not have responded like this, then North Face would have lost many customers. So now, since North Face basically they use that in their advantage, and then this is also an SEO game. So when we look for this video, now we don't see that video. They have already done this the digital marketing game. This is the PR game, the promotional game. So public relations. So they have pushed that complaint video down. We don't get to see that viral video anymore. But then they have made their own video viral by giving it to different people, different organizations to post that video. So this is the power shift that we are talking about. So it allows the impact of the internet. It allows consumers to share their opinions and experiences widely. Brands can no longer solely dictate narratives. So the brand they before in commercials they would say we are waterproof. So people will have to believe. So if somebody says okay no North Face is not waterproof, then Other people may or may not believe it. They were like, ah, nah, like that. But nowadays, since there's the power of internet, and then the people, they can relate, they can discuss one thing very openly and widely. That's why brands cannot no longer solely dictate narratives. They must engage in dialogue. North Face had to reply to that. They cannot just let it be because it's just one customer, but they had a lot of things online, their reputation online. So this shift has fundamentally changed the marketing landscape, requiring brands to adopt new strategies to remain relevant. Just like North Face had to take a helicopter and then went and delivered. One jacket is not costly, but then taking a helicopter is costly, yes, but then for a company for whom millions of dollars was in line, so they just had to do that and spend that amount of money. Maybe it was cheaper for them than the loss. The main reason of this is the evolving consumer voices. Like you guys, as consumers, you have your opinion, and then you have stronger opinion than your predecessor. So maybe for from your elders, you have more of your opinions. That's how evolution is. So consumers have become more empowered due to the social media and internet access. So what changed is this. Even say even in the country that I am in, and even in the place that I am in, I won't be saying country as a whole, because my place is a little bit different. It's India, yes, but then I am an Asian. I'm not like a normal Indian. So my looks are Mongoloid. My culture, it's like Southeast Asian. So we are closer to that. And then we had riots. Vietnam, all of these places, there was lots of riots. So my childhood was in riots itself. So those time people were fighting for survival. That's how I grew up. So then people fought for the survival, and they gradually could attain it. Now things are settled. Now there's internet. Now there's mobile smartphones, and now even for you guys as well. So we all of the nations have had their rough past. Now is the time when we have the power of internet. We have people coming together, and then that can change a lot of things, right? So people can come together and then they can do what actually matters. So that's what this evolving consumer voices is about. It's not about by saying that you are better than your elders. It's saying it's giving gratitude to your elders that uh, we are because our elders were like that, right? And then because of that we have stability. Peace may not be, but then we have stability. We don't have to fight for survival. We can relax at our home in night. We don't have to keep on running and be scared, right? So then we have our mobile phones, we have the social media, we have the internet access. We can learn. This is the age of information. We can gather information. We have that time with us, that we don't have to fear and be afraid about anything. We just have to focus on ourselves and be a better person. So all those it's included. It's within that evolving consumer voices. Each of us as a person, and us, that community that we have been discussing in the class before. So we have that community also, people sharing thoughts, people sharing their emotions, people sharing knowledge. So there are community building. Even in that brands also are using that to channel. They also are contributing to it. People coming together. So brands also have give way to the people's voices. So consumers have become more empowered due to the social media and internet access, enabling them to express their views publicly and influence brand perception. So the brand perception before we wanted, even now we have that we think one brand is better than others. We talk and we discuss about that because that's what is brand perception is. Many brands previously they have spent millions of dollars just for that brand perception so that they look cool. If you drive a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, then there's it's better than Toyota, like that. So we have that brand perception, even though like Toyota is more, it's better in maintenance. Even then, like because there's this the perception factor. So evolving consumer voices play an active role in shaping brand reputation through reviews, social media discussions, and online content creation. There's the earned media that we have been talking about in the previous classes. So that's how powerful earned media is. It can make or break a brand. So of course, many people will have to come, but then one people will have to start. So one people will keep on saying, keep on saying, keep on saying, and then other people also will start believing one after the other, one after the other. And then gradually when many people they start saying then that whatever the brand is of course that brand also will slowly will have to be either they have to be better than what they were. If they are not good at what they were just selling that brand perception. With just perception nowadays a brand cannot survive. So that's what this power shift is about. And then since we are doing digital marketing, we are talking for the brand side. So the brands should adapt strategies, just like North Face adapted a strategy to come up with that. So that's what is benefit of doubt. When people have doubt, so with that, nowadays, of course, a brand cannot be a brand, cannot survive with just money alone and then thugging people like that. So brands have to be they have to be legit, they have to be good, and like maybe people can sell one thing, they can they can make money in short term goal by selling something uh, uh, of lesser cost at a higher price, but then there will be competitors other, and then those won't be uh, so future oriented. It will be temporary. So you can do it once, twice, three times, four times, maybe it will go on for 4 or 5 years, but then that thing is not going to last forever. And then when we are saying about brand, the logo, the everything that we talk and we discuss. So all of those brand perception, the brand creation, it's there because we want the brand to survive for years and years. Like Japanese oldest company is like about 1200, 1300 years old. These guys have been there for business and they won't be there in business if they were not good. So you will have to be good. So do good and like spread that goodness. So that's what like the brand have to be. So even after that, of course, people make mistakes. Brand also will make mistakes. Like North Face is a big brand. Their jacket, I have used their jacket, and then their jacket is like good, very warm. I have not used the waterproof one, but then that particular lady received a jacket which was not waterproof. So even a big brand made mistake. They make amend at the right time. So brand adaptation strategies to adapt, brands must prioritize consumer engagement and feedback. So they should constantly keep on with that consumer engagement thing, not just keep on creating and keep on selling. Keep on creating, keep on selling, right? Like it's like it's like me if I just keep on talking and if I don't ask you guys, are you do you have any questions? Are you being able to understand? Reach me out if you have any problems. Then of course it will be like a one-way communication, and you guys will be feeling bored, right? Okay, I'm just like checking who's here and who have whom we have lost maybe due to connection and all. So we must, in as a brand as well, we should like brands must prioritize consumer engagement and feedback. So when we are doing strategy for brands, when you are doing strategy for your own brand also, if you are trying to sell your own services or products, then we you must prioritize consumer engagement and feedback, not just um try to make a sell, and as soon as you have the money, then you're like silent. Okay, I don't want to talk about it because I'm afraid that maybe uh, they think that my services are too costly. Maybe they think that my services are not so good. Maybe they are like that. Like we have doubts, right? And the doubts will only go when we talk about those doubts. If we don't talk about those doubts, then the doubts will always stay within us. So that's why brands must prioritize consumer engagement and get feedback. Like even I must get a feedback from you guys, like what I'm trying to uh, make you understand. Are you being able to understand or not? Just like that, I also provide services for digital marketing and jazz. So those also I have to get feedback from my clients, like is that enough? Do we want something else? Do we want some particular task to be done in a separate way? It's not just like I know, so I will do what I want. So that thing was what the earlier brand perception was. So nowadays, that brand perception is slowly changing, and brands must prioritize consumer engagement and feedback. So with that, of course, some people they may or may not say good things if you take feedback. Reviews are not always good. Reviews are sometimes bad, sometimes good. But then we work on the bad ones, and then we carry on with the good ones. Implementing listening strategies, learn to listen, listen to learn, personalizing experiences, and responding to consumer needs are crucial for maintaining a competitive edge in this consumer driven era. Nowadays, we need to have a dialogue between there's a two-way communication. So we need to have feedback, and then we need to um, respond to those feedbacks. So that's what the brand adaptation strategies are. So they should implement listening strategies, personalize experiences, and respond to consumer needs. There's brand centric marketing, so message controlled by brands. So, this one historically, brands controlled marketing communication through traditional media, ensuring consistent messaging. This was often limited, it had limited consumer interaction and engagement. It was one sided, resulting in a disconnect between the brand and their audiences. So even if a brand owner wanted his product or service to be good to help people, if the middleman were not so good, if the manager are not good, or if the workers are not good, even then also the owner will, before it was difficult for the owner. Just like say in a kingdom there was a king, say, and then the king, his king was very good. He was very benevolent. He wanted his people to be happy, right? And then he had his soldiers were not good. His other so like low workers were not good. And then the king, it was difficult for the king to go to the people and then talk to each and everyone. Maybe he will need a lot of time for that, and then he may or may not have that. So the the communication was difficult. The same thing with brand and consumers. Before, the brands used to play like the role of a king, and consumers were like the common people. But nowadays, that power is shifting. So brands, the CEO also have to sell to the common people. So nowadays, there's there's a two-way communication with digital marketing. In the brand-centric marketing, in traditional marketing, there was a consumer feedback limitations. So consumer feedback was limited to traditional channels. So before, people had to do surveys. So people used to go to home to ask, "Have you heard about this product? Would you like to buy about this product?" And especially encyclopedias and all. And then there were also people who used to roam about on the street with different forms, and many people, the marketing guys, they would get those forms and then they would just fill it up with their friends, and maybe they will ask one person to fill up more than one form, because they just had to submit some kind of survey to the people, to the companies for whom they were working. So for those surveys and for those filling up the forms, it was not possible for the company also to always know that they are legit or not, they are actually true or not. And to do those surveys also, it required a lot of time, because they had to go one person to another in one day. Maybe one person can only ask 10 people. Only 10 people will give one person that time. So to do 100 forms, one person will need like maybe 10 days. But nowadays we can just run a digital campaign, and then we can have 100 forms filled up within um, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. So these constraints made brands less responsive to customer needs and preferences, leading to a potential reputational risk. So if there were some problems that the company wanted to change, but then since there's lag in the response, it takes them 10 days for 100 forms. If they want 1,000 forms, it would take them 10 people who would give them those forms in 10 days. Even after that, they don't know it's legit or not if the person have filled it up by themselves, things like that. And then these constraints, so that's why the brands also, they were less responsive to customer needs. They were not aware. The communication was not complete. There was also the corruption of the middleman, and this led used to lead to potential reputational risks. Then also in brand centric marketing, in traditional marketing, there was push marketing techniques. So the they only used to push marketing. So when we do permission marketing, we pull marketing. So push marketing is when we just keep on pushing. We push on billboards. We push on like commercials, radio jingles, um, door-to-door advertising. We just keep on pushing. So we're not pulling people. So the pulling people is where we use the permission marketing, because we ask, "Are you okay if I give you, uh, like a promotional material from time to time? I promise I won't spam." And then you're like, "Okay, let's go for it." And then if it's interesting to you, then you will like say. And if it's not interesting to you, then you will like because somebody have asked you that gently, even you also will be gentle, and then you would say, "No, man, I'm not interested in that, but thank you," like that. Okay, but then now you have a good impression about that brand. Next time, if you ever need that, then you will remember, okay, somebody asked me permission like that, right? So that's how relationship is done. That's how brands are getting personalized. They are starting to act more like a person. So brands relied on push marketing strategies before, focusing on delivering their messages directly to the consumers without dialogue. So this one-way communication limited brand consumer interactions, missing opportunities for engagement and relationship building. Because it was like, okay, I have a I have a I am a graphics designer. I can design graphics for you. Okay, I have a product that I want to sell. Do you want to buy encyclopedia? Like those, like I don't know how common it is in Uganda, but in here we had those people trying to sell encyclopedias at home. So whenever they used to come, then they will just keep on try to sell their, because they also have to go home early. That's understandable. Encyclopedia is heavy. They keep on picking it in the sun, in the rain. It's heavy for them. It's difficult task going door to door. Only some people they will, because of generosity and humanity, they allow them to, they just open their door completely. Some people don't even open the door. And those people who open the door, only to them they will be able to tell, please buy my encyclopedia. Encyclopedia is this, encyclopedia is that. So those are techniques are of push marketing. So now we have, that all was brand centric marketing. Now we have consumer centric marketing. So now the narratives are controlled by consumers. There's user generated content. We are incentivizing them. We are uh, giving them money to do that, right? As a brand. So there's affiliate marketing. So when we have affiliate marketing, that is the people who's trying to sell. So they have other job, and then this is like extra money for them if they can make a sell. So it's also interesting for them. So in today's digital landscape, consumers have the power to shape narratives around brands through their voices on social media and other platforms. This shift means that brands need to monitor and engage with the narratives actively. As consumer generated content, user generated content can significantly impact public perception. So they need to monitor and engage these narratives actively. Just like in the case of North Face, she went for hiking on the road. She got that rain, and by the time she was still there when the helicopter reached her and then delivered her the jacket. So as soon as she posted, the video got viral within a couple of maybe a couple of minutes, and within that time itself, they were actively, because North Face was actively monitoring. They saw, maybe they tagged North Face as well, and then they say, okay, I got this video. So from the executives, the senior executives, they talked, they discussed, and then they made up that they went and delivered her that jacket. And that was an interesting, even it's so interesting that I'm showing it to my students in the class. And I'm sure many teachers also have been doing that. And many people also might have shared all those. Then we have amplified word of mouth. Okay, anybody, any questions so far? Okay, so we have amplified word of mouth. So word of mouth is a very effective, it's a very effective marketing. it's not even a like sort of like a technique because word of mouth is people will only talk good about you only when you're genuinely good. You cannot maybe once you can fake your goodness, but time after time, eventually it'll come up, right? And then word of mouth is just like say if you're good, then other people will say, okay, this person is good. This the service that this person is giving is very good. This product is good. Word of mouth is it's like people talking about Apple product when they buy iPhones and all those. So they really like to talk about those things as well. So the rise of digital communication has magnified the effects of word of mouth marketing because it has magnified because now that communication is fast. Just type, send, click, send, and then people will see it instantly. It's so fast that I'm taking this class from thousands of kilometers away. Consumers can easily share their experiences with a broad audience, creating a ripple effect that can either bolster or damage a brand's reputation. So it can make or break a brand's reputation. And this North Face example, we keep on coming back to this because it's a very interesting example. There are other examples as well when people they talk about air, airplane services. They talk about the luggage bags in airplane. There was also interesting. Uh, it's already some years back. Airplane broken guitar in airport luggage. So he made a song, United Break Guitar. Maybe yes, I think so. This one was it. Protest song, Canadian music, deviant songs of United Break Guitar. Let's try to see this. So the incident was it's there in Wikipedia as well. It has come on Wikipedia. So his guitar was broken on the United Airlines custody. So the baggage handlers they threw his guitar, and then of course he had the case and everything. Even then it broke. He had a show in some place, and then there was lots of problem. And then what he did was he came up with a song. Since he's a musician, so that's like pen is mightier than the sword.
There, the band and I exchanged a look, best described as terror, at the action on the tarmac, and knowing whose projectiles these would be.
So this was so funny and so sort of like interesting that it had wait, I saw it had in one day itself it had okay it this has on January 2025 it already has 25 million views posted on it's on 2009 July 6th. So it had within one day. So in 2009 internet was not so in thing as like now. It was still very popular those time, but then the accessibility was not so cheap as it is today. So it had 150,000 views within one day itself. So even now, also in one day to have that much views, it will be considered to get viral. So what it did, it became viral, and then the airplane they had to contact him that they said that they will correct it. They admitted their mistake, and they gesture of as a gesture of goodwill. So they gave him compensation. They gave him guitar, and with that he also became popular because that song became, you know, it went viral. There are lots of cases like this, even in cases of government institutions as well. Like there are that amplified word of mouth when people take up a video, they do a video. Then even senior officers also, even the government also have to come if it's for the right thing, of course. Even then also they have to respond to that. So that's what today consumers can easily share their experiences with a broad audience, creating a ripple effect that can either bolster or damage a brand's reputation, which is make or break a brand's reputation. So we are doing consumer centric marketing. Digital marketing is consumer centric marketing in digital marketing. When we are digital marketing, we can also do the push marketing. We can keep our feedback limited. We can control the message by ourselves. We can have a brand centric marketing even when we are doing digital marketing. But then when we are doing digital marketing, if we are doing brand centric marketing, then we are not taking the gains, not taking the benefits of the actual power of digital marketing. Because the actual power of digital marketing is the fast communication, and people will talk. You do good, people will talk. You do bad, people will talk, right? So we have in consumer centric marketing, we have narrative controlled by consumers, amplified word of mouth. Then we have pull marketing strategies. So, unlike traditional push marketing, pull marketing focuses on attracting consumers through valuable content and engagement. Content marketing is one. When you teach, if you have website services to offer, if you teach about how to create websites, then people will come. If you have learned how to create websites over 4 or 5 years, maybe you have learned it over 2 3 years of course, then you have practiced how to create website for another 4 5 years. You have failed many times, you have learned many times. Every time you fail, you learn. Then all of those nights that you have spent, and mm, you have polished your talent. So now when you make a video how to create a website, or you make a blog, and then somebody who doesn't know how to make a website, he reads that how to make a website, your video. If he understands what you're trying to say, then he won't be able to create a website in by just looking at one video, right? But then when he needs a video, he will come to you because he likes the way you explain, because he likes the way you communicate, and he is liking that you're teaching. You're not you're not uh, like you're not doing brand centric communication. You're not keeping it at dark. That's what the earlier style was. Like, people, they don't used to teach, but nowadays in everything, even the all the services that we do, even doctors as well, they explain, right, what's happening, what happened, what was the cause, and all of those. People also, they know how to ask questions nowadays. So this approach emphasizes two-way communication. This thing is coming again and again. So I am trying to push this, and my feedback for you students as a class, that we all have shyness, we all need time to talk and all. But then from my thing is like, you guys need a two-way communication, not just with me. I'm here for just another some more classes, and then the world is round. I hope we meet again someday, sometime, and I wish good of you. But then you guys are there amongst yourself, right? So you guys also should communicate, should form groups, community, and all those should have beyond friendships. Friendship is, it happens with one two people. Community, it happens with all sorts of people. We are there for one cause, two cause, like that. So we have this two-way communication and seeks to inspire customers to seek out the brand, leading to stronger relationship and loyalty. Thus, growth of empowered consumers, influence of reviews and ratings. We did an assignment. In the assignment, 100% of the students who submitted the assignment, they wrote that they go through reviews and ratings, ratings of the provider, ratings of the reviews. Those things we used to ask people before. We will have to meet the people first, and then we will have to ask them. That used to take a lot of time. But nowadays we can just do it at the tip of our fingers, right? It's just there on the phone, on every website, Zoomia, Amazon, the product on the site, we see the rating, and then we make a purchasing decision. So consumer reviews and ratings have become critical in the decision-making process for potential customers. Positive reviews can enhance trust and encourage purchases, while negative reviews can deter customers. Brands must manage their online reputation and actively respond to feedback. For brands, it's good they should be active on the internet. There's the role of content creators. This is also the prosumers that we are saying. So, content creators, influencers, prosumers. So, influencers, bloggers, then we also have video loggers, vloggers, and all those, and other content creators play a significant role in shaping brand perception. They can provide authentic testimonials and reach diverse audiences, leading brand to collaborate with these creators to enhance their market presence and consumer trust. So people always crave for trust so that the other people believe in them, so that they believe in themselves. So essentially today is like today's class, if you take, then it's like more of a moral science thing. For it's about morality of a brand, right? If we see it that way, then it's more easy to grasp the concept. So we have certain different like brand centric terms. These terms we usually use it: consumer centric, brand centric. So sometimes we have to do brand centric communication. Sometimes we have to do consumer centric communication. But essentially, most communications that we do, we have to be as brand. We have to be consumer centric because it's the people who are buying. It's the people who are using. So growth of empowered consumers. Okay, we already did that. We also have the viral social media impact, the virality. I will just go a little bit faster now. If you have questions, then ask, but I am sure that you all know what viral social media impact is. Then the adapting strategies by brands. We did it in one slide in the top. So active listening and responsiveness, they should actively listen. So when we are saying listen, it's also like, again, it's like morality, like listen to learn, learn to listen. So what we basically do that if you are listening to reply, then you won't even listen it full. Like say it's like say our parents try to talk something to us, our elder brother try to teach us something. If we talk back, our teachers try to teach us something. If we listen so that we can just reply, right? Then that is not an active listening. And active listening is listening to understand. We understand and then we think and then we, okay, is it right? Is it wrong? Okay, then we reply. No, sir, I think that this is wrong. No, sir, I think that this is right. Yes, sir, I think this is right. Like that. And then we respond, right? So we listen, we think, we respond. So brands need to adopt a proactive approach to consumer engagement by actively listening to feedback across digital channels. Nowadays, brands just cannot say. North Face could not just say, no, no, no. Our cloth is 100% waterproof. Maybe your cloth got ripped off somewhere. Maybe you're lying. Maybe you're doing all that. They didn't do that. They said, okay, I'm sorry. They said they showed it. They claimed ownership, right, of their mistake, and then they went and gave her a new jacket, a waterproof one. They made sure that that was one was waterproof. So this responsiveness can improve customer satisfaction and loyalty as consumers feel valued and heard, because it's their money after all, right? They are buying the product, and that's why the brand is. The brand's purpose is to solve problem, supply demand. There is a demand, there is a problem, and then the brand provides the solution. And like I'm saying, this is everything that we are talking. Everything is like a morality. What's an ideal human being is. Of course, we all make mistakes. No one is like full without any flaws and all. But when we are creating a brand, since we are documenting everything and then we are creating strategies, we should target that so that we will at least, like be in steps, we will be able to measure it, what mistakes we are doing, what mistakes we should make amend, and things like that. So we are humanizing the brand image here. Okay, so consumers prefer brands that showcase authenticity and relatability. By adopting a more humanized approach, brands can foster stronger emotion connections with customers, enhancing loyalty and trust. If brands respond, if they communicate, two-way communication, they show that they are actively listening, not trying to suppress a negative review. They are trying to take ownership and then, try to make amends to it. So that can help people to strongly connect with that brand, and this will enhance loyalty and trust. So co-creating with consumers is what we did a class about co-creations, like Lego, like Starbucks campaign. So Lego still they do co-creating. Lego is simple. There are many blocks, right? Go in Amazon, you will see there are so many blocks. There are so many people selling blocks, so many brands there. But then Lego is Lego because Lego has that co-creating, because Lego is not supported by just one person. There are many people. There's a community behind it, a whole community, a whole global community around the whole entire world. They are co-creating. They are supporting Lego. That's why it Lego is not going to like it's not going to be shaken that easily, because it has empowered people. It has empowered its consumers. Involving consumers in product development and marketing strategies can yield valuable insights and increasing brand loyalty. Co-creation not only empowers consumers but also results in offering that better meet their needs and preferences. So if I am teaching you, if I ask you to tell me what you expect at the end of the class you will learn, then I will be able to teach you better. So that's how we can involve even in product creation. If somebody needs a service, if somebody needs a graphics design, instead of you saying, I am the graphics designer, I better know what to create, I will create what I want, you ask that person, what type of design do you want? Please give me two, three references. Then you take feedback from that person. You listen to that person, what that person is trying to say. Because we are studying, say you are studying in a multimedia institute. You know the terms, the terminology. A normal layman who is a business owner, he has only known about sales. He has only known about selling his own product or thing. So he does not know about graphic design. He does not know about colors. He will just ask you to increase the red, make the text bigger. So that's what he knows. So you listen to him, try to implement that in your design, and then you also, he likes it or he doesn't like it, you also try to advise him on what's how it should be and how it should not be. At the end, it's his decision, of course, but then that way you are co-creating, right? Like you are taking his suggestion in your services. So you are creating for him, of course. If it's for bigger brands and all, even then we take suggestions and feedback from them, and we create the roadmap, and then we share. For corporates, there are different team members, so there will be person who's responsible with whom we will discuss that. So we don't have to wait on one person. But then for usually startups, one person is doing everything. So then we also have to be patient, and that's what is like that humanizing brand image is about. So, in conclusion, the shift from brand centric to consumer centric marketing highlights the need for brands to evolve. So, by embracing consumer feedback, engaging authentically, and adapting strategies, brands can thrive in a landscape where consumers hold substantial power. So, there's a power shift from the brands to the consumers, right? Coming back again to adapting strategies, it's active listening and responsiveness, humanizing brand image, co-creating with consumers. Okay, so that's it for today's class. If you have any questions, then you may ask.